Hi, I'm Paul Aldridge. I'm here in Brisbane and I'm here to test drive this new MAN bus. You might be asking what this bus is. It's an RR8. It's a 10.5 Euro 5. This bus has 290 horsepower and it's only 10.5 metres long. So I suggest that power to weight ratio, this bus should be quite impressive. But look, let's go and take it for a drive and see what this bus is all about. So here I am, I've just jumped on behind the wheel of the MAN. One thing that Mark mentioned to me when we were doing the interview before I test drove the bus, I said, what are going to be some standout features when I jump in the driver's area? And one thing that I don't even think that he really understood was he was going to say the inside cabin noise. When you close the door, it's just quiet. Even when we're at the depot, you close the door and just the sound just cut out, and it was like we were just in a capsule by ourselves. Yeah, we've just gone around the roundabout. We're into an area where it's sort of country road. I've put my foot down. I'm already doing 60 kilometres an hour. And this bus only has 290 horsepower and only 1100 newton meters of torque. Those numbers don't sound like big numbers, but you've got to remember it's only a 10.5 metre bus. So its power to weight, it's excellent. Power to weight's great. I'm not going to really have an opportunity to get it out on the big open road and hit some big hills today because of where we are, but I can feel straight away that the hills aren't going to be a problem in this bus at all. As a driver, you're going to be very happy to be driving this bus day to day in any scenario. You can just feel that power's there. MAN really make it very easily for the operator or the mechanics for serviceability, as well as the driver doing his daily checks in the morning. It can't get any easier. You've got your header tank here, you've got all your oils and your water, you've got your belts. Look, the motor is going now, you've got your oil there. You can actually see if anything is deteriorated or been damaged by a stone or a rock. It can't get any more simpler. The days are gone where you have to reach in and get into things and access, pumps and compressors and stuff like that. It's just so much easier now. Here we are at the rear of the bus, and Coach Design have really done a nice job here. It's built in Australia. Look at these LED lights here. Everything's flush. If you happen to scrape that, you're less likely to even damage that. But even if you were to damage one of these LED lights, how easy it would be to swap one of those out. But just the paintwork on here, you'd be mistaken for thinking this isn't an expensive car. The finish on here is impeccable. It's faultless, really. They've done an amazing job here, even with the sign writing. The sign writing just looks really nice. The thing that I really like about this coach straight away is the visibility. It has a split windscreen, but that isn't hindering any of the view at all. It's just the visibility here is great. The mirrors that they've incorporated, I don't know if they're MAN mirror, a standard MAN mirror, but the blind spot down the bottom, I've got a switch there that I can adjust the blind spot. If I think, I just want to look at the front of the bus, I can roll that right down and I'm right at the front wheel. I can see the whole front wheel on both sides. Could it get any easier than that? Accessibility, not to have to jump out and have a look to see if maybe you're going to bump that curb when you're on a school charter and you've gone into a sports facility area and you're thinking, oh, is that gutter, where is it? You have to get out. Maybe it is easy to get out than hit something and look like a fool, but having the mirror, not having to get out on a hot day, rainy day like today, bonus. One thing that you'll find with this MAN from Coach Design that I've noticed straight away is underneath here, the attention to detail under here is very impressive. This rock coating service is really, really tough, but look, it's only a bin area for storage of suitcases, bags, school charters, throwing bits and pieces in here. But what I really like, and what they've incorporated here in the MAN, is all the electrical components here. Instead of being under the wheel arch at the front of the bus, or in the front section of the bus, if you need to service this bus, you can just plug straight into here, into the laptop. You can diagnostics anything that's going wrong. You can service the bus. Could it get any more simpler? And it's out of the weather, it's dry. Hats off to them for doing that. I think that most people are going to end up incorporating this sort of area with all of the electrics. What I find straight away, as soon as I'm walking in here, is that there's a lot of shoulder room. If you take a look in here inside this bus, we've got a 2-3 situation of seats. And this is for New South Wales school bus. But look, there's a lot of room in here, and I think straight away, as soon as you walk in here, you feel like, wow, there's so much room in here. Why does it feel like there's a lot of room? Well, there's no overheads here. They've been eliminated. You do still have your air conditioning, so it's fully air conditioned, but it just feels rooming in here. They've achieved 41 seats, and I think having those flat seats through there, you could have 2 adults on the seats, but you've got the option to have that small child or 3 children in here. And I think it's been well thought out, and it just works. But everything here is at your fingertips. MAN, just the quality of the dash here, and just the way that everything's laid out is really good. Obviously, the coach design have incorporated and they've worked together to make this work. It just feels like everything's quite upright. You're not looking down, even though there's this componentry or switches that are lower. It doesn't feel like you're actually looking down to search for them. Door control, I like the door control on the left-hand side for these types of buses, because usually your passengers are really low down. So having the door control there where you're actually looking to see if he or she is, or that the people are getting in and out and they're clear of the door. That's really good, instead of having it here as a route bus, because usually the route bus you're at their level of street level or close to. So I think that's really well placed. This MAN is a 290 horsepower. The radiator here, MAN have incorporated this stainless steel mesh, and we've got the motor running here at the moment. You can actually feel the draw here, drawing through from the fan. So if you're in a country area, you'd be having a lot of soot and dirt and bugs and all sorts of things. Well, you'd want it hitting the mesh, not the radiator. And I think, you know, it's really easy to pull off. It's only got a couple of bolts. Clean that, as well as that any fine particle gets through to the radiator fins. Easy to clean. So that's really simple. So here we are. We've spent the best part of the rainy afternoon driving the MAN coach / school charter route bus. I must say, with 290 horsepower, 1100 Newton meters of torque, there is no doubt that any driver who's been driving this bus or will be driving this bus would be disappointed with the power. Hats off to them. This is a great combination. I've got no complaints. The only complaint that I really do is have the mirror looking into the rear for the passengers. That's a little bit too small. That sometimes is a problem. How easy it would be to change that? Very easy. But just the way it's been put together, look, it only takes 4 months to order one of these. You know, it's been well put together, and there's really nothing else I can say other than, look, if you want to go and find out more, grab a copy of the ABC Mag, and we'll see you guys on the next one.